Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of the Fellowship Board of Directors, I want to welcome everyone gathered here on site and online. Whether this is your first time here or you joined us years ago, we're delighted you're here. The best way for newcomers to get more information is to sign our virtual guest book, either via the QR code on your bulletin or at the welcome table in the fireside room. Feel free to stick around for coffee and conversation after the service. Online folks, you too have an opportunity for conversation after the service. Just stay in the Zoom room. And now, our announcements. It is that time of year again. Time to share your ideas for next year's offertory recipients. Each month, we share half of our Sunday offering with various nonprofits whose values further the work and mission of our congregation. We collect your ideas now through November 14th. The board does some vetting work, and then we'll vote on a slate at the annual meeting in December. Have an idea for an organization you'd like us to support? Check out our latest weekly email or scan the QR code outside the Fellowship Hall door to submit ideas. Deadline is November 14th. Please hold your applause for our musicians until the end of the service. And now, here are Dan Haug and Carol Crosby with news about our upcoming auction.
Carol, did I hear that the much-beloved Fellowship Auction is coming back from its long hiatus?
That's right. Members of the congregation have donated beautiful artwork, fun events, and unique services, all available to the highest bidder on this Saturday night.
If I can't make it on Saturday, can I bid online?
Well, no, but the weekly newsletter will include a preview of both silent and live auction items. So if something catches your eye, you can ask a friend who is attending to bid for you. In auction jargon, this is called having a proxy.
You know, even if you're not a big spender, it's fun to watch the bidding, and there will also be food and live music.
We've booked our resident multi-instrumentalist, Elijah, accordionist Ann Kimber and Peggy Earnshaw, and Dan, I think you'll be performing as well.
I got a little something, and I'll also be auctioning off a songwriting commission in case anyone needs something special for an anniversary, thesis defense, book launch, or to advertise the church auction.
I think that last one should be a free sample.
Okay, well, I did leave off a verse of the Pledge Drive song. It goes something like, "Come out to the auction scheduled for next Saturday to find out what's on offer and how much we're willing to pay. We'll have some snacks, we'll have some laughs, I'll have some songs to play. So don't forget, it's 5 o'clock right here on Saturday. Will you commit?"
Yes, we commit.
"To make your bid?"
Yes, we commit.
All right, see you then.
Gib mir die Hand. Thank you so much, Madison. Our call to fellowship this morning is a poem from William Stafford. Sometimes from sorrow, for no reason, you sing. For no reason, you accept the way of being lost, cutting loose from all else, and electing a world where you go where you want to. Arbitrary, a sound comes, a reminder that a steady center is holding all else. If you listen, that sound will tell you where it is, and you can slide your way past trouble. Certain twisted monsters always bar the path, but that's when you get going best. Glad to be lost, learning how real it is here on earth again and again. Come, let us gather in fellowship. I invite those at home to light a candle alongside us as we light our chalice here, saying these words together. We light our chalice in the spirit of gratitude. Fierce and loving, we share a commitment to meet this moment of existential crisis together. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing our opening song, Gather the Spirit.
Witness the mystery of this hour. Our story today is called The Memory Tree, and it's by Britta Teckentrup. There once was a fox who lived with all the other animals in the forest. Fox had lived a long and happy life, but now he was tired. Very slowly, Fox made his way to his favorite spot in the clearing. He looked at his beloved forest one last time and lay down. Fox closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and fell asleep forever. Everything around Fox was still and peaceful. Snow began to fall, gently covering him with a soft blanket. Owl had watched Fox from the top of his tree. He flew down and landed next to his friend. Owl was very sad. He had known Fox for a long time, but Owl knew the time had come for his friend to leave. One by one, Fox's friends came to the clearing. First squirrel and weasel, then bear, deer, and bird, and finally rabbit, mouse, and others came to sit by Fox. Fox had been loved by everyone. He had been kind and caring, and no one could imagine life in the forest without him. The animals sat in silence for a very long time. Owl was the first to speak. He smiled warmly and said, "I remember when Fox and I were very young. Every autumn we raced to see who could catch more falling leaves." The other animals remembered and smiled. Mouse said softly, "I remember how much Fox loved the sunset. He always sat at this exact spot." The animals remembered. Many of them had joined Fox, watching the sun go down. It was a happy memory, and their sad hearts filled with warmth. Bear remembered how Fox had looked after her cubs one spring. Rabbit smiled when she told the story of how Fox had played tag with her in the tall grass. Squirrel talked about Fox helping him dig up buried nuts in the deep snow last winter. One by one, the animals remembered their favorite stories about Fox. Fox had touched the lives of all the animals in the forest with his warmth and kindness, and they all smiled, remembering. While the animals talked, a little orange plant grew out of the snow where Fox was lying. Small and delicate at first, and hardly noticeable, the plant grew bigger, stronger, and more beautiful with each story. The animals talked about Fox all through the night, and in the morning, the little plant had grown into a small tree. The animals saw the tree and knew that Fox was still a part of them. During the next days, weeks, and months, the animals remembered many more stories about Fox. Their heavy hearts began to feel lighter. The more they remembered, the more the tree grew, higher and more beautiful, until it was the tallest tree in the forest, a tree made from memories and full of love. Fox's tree was big and strong enough to shelter all the animals, and it was always buzzing with life. The birds built their nest among the leaves, and Owl raised his grand chicks on the branches. Squirrel found a cozy home in the trunk, and bear, deer, and rabbit slept in its shade. The tree gave strength to everyone who had loved Fox. And so, Fox lived on in their hearts forever. And here ends our story for today. And we'll sing our children to their classes this morning.
It is good to be together. It is good to feel our strength as a whole for the work that we can do within and beyond these walls. Each week we take a collection, we take our offering, and half of it stays here to support the work of the congregation, and half of it goes to an organization in the community that shares our values, and we share their values. And 2 months out of the year, we invite our young ones to choose the organization that we're going to give it to. In the spring, we invite our high school students to choose the organization. And in the fall, we asked our K through 8th grade children to choose among several. And this is what they chose. This month, half of our non-pledge offering will be donated to the Impact Community Partnership. This organization helps Central Iowa families who are struggling to pay for basic things like heat and electricity, winter coats and diapers. And in these uncertain times, so uncertain times, with the ending, we think, of food benefits, of food stamps, and other rising costs, we know that many families will not be able to afford a big heating bill this winter. The Impact Community Action Partnership helps to fill the gap. So we're going to pass the baskets here in Fellowship Hall, as we always do. But for those of you at home or people with a smartphone, you can always give at our website. You can see Donate right at the very top to make your contribution today or any day. And if you're visiting with us today, please know that your presence here is gift enough.
We're not too proud
There's a quote that I need right now. Salman Rushdie said that there are moments when the bolts of the universe fly open. He says there are 5 keys that hold the mystery to the unseen: the act of love, the birth of a baby, the contemplation of great art, and being in the presence of death or disaster, and hearing the human voice lifted in song. We are in the presence of love, of loss, of fear and anxiety and babies, and the human voice, the beautiful, beautiful voice lifted in song. I'm so glad you needed to congregate today, to be together, alone together. To be together is to congregate, to share our stories, to share the heaviness of our hearts and the joy of each other, the joy of seeing friends we haven't seen in a week or a month. Bob Anders, I'm looking at you. We are so happy to see you here. To know that our joys are multiplied and our sorrows, our burdens are lightened because we share them together. Out of our own individual rooms we come. We come with our heaviness. We come with the struggles of the week. We come leaving the news there and coming for the real connections here. It feels like the heart of our service to be quiet together, to let our love extend to those in the room we know well and those we don't know well, those we miss here in the room, this space of memory and hope. To be together with those who hold hope with us for a brighter day on this bright and beautiful day. Let's take a little shared quiet time and lift into this space together the names of individuals or groups of people that are particularly on your heart that you would have in our shared blessing. The people of Gaza. Margaret Mary. For these names and those unspoken, for all people who are worried about how they will eat, how they will pay their bills this month, who are worried about what survival looks like in this moment, for immigrants, for citizens, for all of us who are anxious about rising authoritarianism. We hold hope, active hope, listening hope, lovely bolts flying open from the universe, irrational hope. Let's sing together. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Well, here we are, smack dab in the middle of Hallow Thanks Mass Eve. Just as soon as school had started back, the stores took away the back-to-school gear and put out the Halloween gear, and now it's the Thanksgiving gear and Christmas. Oh, I was in Home Goods the other day, and it really looked like Santa had kind of thrown up in there. And there's the gold and silver New Year's Eve stuff, and just as soon as the after-Christmas sales are done, they'll put up the Valentine's stuff. So we can anticipate the next wave and color of M&Ms that you can only get at a certain time of year. And soon all our media, if not already all our media, both traditional and alternative and social, will be telling us about the best gift, the best recipe. I got a catalog from Amazon the other day. Really? Did you get this? The everything you could possibly need for everyone gift catalog from Amazon? I was like, Land's End I can take, not Amazon. Come on. So this got me thinking about gifts, and one of the core tenets of my belief in life of how reality works is that there are gifts wrapped in stinky paper. Some of you have heard me say this before. I believe in it. Gifts wrapped in stinky paper. The gifts that grow in our awareness after, sometimes long after, a pain or a trauma has befallen us. I have 3 stories today. One of a film, one of a civil rights activist, and one of a celebrity. But these are only a few of an infinite number. We each have these stories in our lives because we are human. Each of us, every single one of us, has experienced some combination of pain, loss, betrayal, disappointment, estrangement, shame, addiction, failure, and so on. We've each experienced these losses. And we each have the opportunity to discover the gift wrapped up in that stinky paper. Now, I think this phrase is fairly self-explanatory, but there are pieces to this. You get the gift, you don't want it, it stinks. It's rotten. The betrayal or the shame or the loss or the estrangement or the name them, we do. And there are steps. You got to unwrap it. You got to do the work. Otherwise, it just sits there on your desk, on your heart, in your brain, unprocessed, stinking up the place. I have to unwrap it, see what it is, work my way through it. I don't work through it on my own. I work with an excellent therapist. That's just me. I have said that I would no more go without therapy than I would without brushing my teeth. That helps me be present for you and for me and for my family. You open it up. I process it. I look at it. I see what it is. I feel the pain of it, feel the betrayal of it, feel the loss, the estrangement. And sometime, if I'm lucky, and I do the work well and have people to help me, and I live in community and I talk about it, maybe some way down the line, I'll discover that there's a gift in that. Then I'm able to be in the world. We are able to be in a world in a way that we would not have been had we not had the stinky gift. That's what I mean. It's not rocket science. It's just my shorthand for that long process of understanding that gratitude is transformative. So here are a few stories that I pulled this week as I was thinking about it. Again, you can see all these stories everywhere and see them in your own lives. I'm looking at you and seeing the stories that you've told me, the stories that have made you who you are right now, productive and loving and lovely and generous-hearted and creative, that come out of those difficult places. Several weeks ago, Dennis Dake referred a movie to me. He recommended a movie to me that Chuck Lauder had recommended to him. We were talking about it when we were doing the Amos work around housing and homelessness. And he said, "Oh, Kelli, I've seen this movie. You got to watch this movie." And I didn't have time to watch the movie. I didn't have time to watch the movie. And then I'd see Dennis and I'd kind of go, yeah. And finally, I was having a meeting with Dennis on this week, and I thought, dadgummit, I got to watch that movie. I'm tired of telling him I haven't had time to see it. So I was, doing whatever I was doing, cooking that morning. I thought, I'll just watch it while I am doing that. It's called The Public, about an event at the Cincinnati Public Library. Have any of you seen The Public? I put it in the newsletter this week, and so I thought some people might watch it. I'm glad you did. Here's the story. Emilio Estevez wrote and directed this, and he plays Stuart Goodson, who is a librarian at the Cincinnati Public Library. And boy, they really get a lot right, I think, about public libraries, about being one of the few places that public places that people can come in the world without needing to spend any money. And how people line up waiting to get into the library when it opens in the morning. And there's this bit about people going to the reference desk asking the most bizarre questions. And in the film, these questions all came from actual questions that librarians had gotten. I need a color picture of George Washington. Do you have a life-size globe? The answer was, yes, we do, but it's in use. These wonderful, wonderful questions, and you just know the librarian was like, yeah, okay, let's see how we can answer that. And the relationships among the people who are unhoused in this city on a bitterly, bitterly cold snap in Cincinnati. And the shelters are full. And one day, this group of people, we've gotten to know them over the course of the film, and they decide, these are all men who are in the library, and they decide they're not going outside. A homeless person has already died from exposure, and these men decide they're not going outside, and they stage this civil disobedience action inside the library. And Stuart Goodson, the librarian, has to decide, is he with them or is he going to be on the side of the police and try to roust them out? So it's very much his story, and not unlike some other stories, we get the point of view of sort of the white savior, but not completely, because we learn about his brokenness too, and we learn over the course of the film that he himself has dealt with addiction, and he himself has dealt with homelessness, and has a criminal background. And the library gave him another chance. That's how he got his job. And so it really follows the story of what will happen in the standoff with the police. And I'm not going to give away the entirely satisfying ending. Wasn't that a satisfying ending? I'm looking at you, Dennis. It is so worth seeing. But it is about dignity. It is about dignity when everything else has been taken away. So where's the gratitude in Stinky Paper here? Well, Stuart Goodson would never have asked for this day to happen in his work life. He would never have asked to have had a criminal record or to have fought with addiction or to have had his own experience of homelessness. He would never have asked for those very stinky gifts. But because We think because he was given another chance, because he was part of a community, because he was doing meaningful work, because he had done his own recovery kind of work. He was able to be in relationship and find his strength, a strength he had no idea he had. He was not an activist when this started out. But he found his integrity. And that's the piece of the story. That's the story. It is a gorgeous movie, and I was so proud to shake Dennis Dake's hand and said, I watched it, and was very grateful for that recommendation. I think any number of people could watch that film and take several other messages away from it. Of course, it's got a strong social justice message. But because this was my theme, I was looking for this everywhere, and that's what I want to say, is that you can find it in all sorts of places, even if that's not the top line of the story, even if that's not the blurb of the story. I think these stories are everywhere. How our own transformation of hardship becomes a gift to us and then a gift to others. My second story is about Fannie Lou Hamer. Do you all know who Fannie Lou Hamer is? Great civil rights activist. And she said this. She said, I had never heard until 1962, I think she was in her 40s at that time, I had never heard that Black people could register and vote. She was 45. The next day, after she heard that, she lived in Mississippi, she was on a bus with 17 other people headed to the county seat in Indianola, Mississippi, to register. Only she and one other person were allowed to take the literacy test, and they had to answer questions about the Mississippi Constitution and de facto laws of the state. She said, I knowed about as much about a de facto law as a horse knows about Christmas Day. Both she and the other test taker failed, but Fannie Lou Hamer said that she would return until she passed that test. It was no small task. At that time in Mississippi, if you registered to vote, your name and address ran in the paper for 2 weeks so that the KKK and other white supremacist organizations could terrorize you if you were Black, right? It's not the first time for authoritarianism, folks. On their way home from Indianola, Hamer and the others were stopped by the police, who said that their bus was the wrong color. And they were fined. And when she finally made it home, the plantation owner where she was working, you know that the end of slavery didn't mean the end of the plantation system, right? So the plantation owner already knew about what she had done and told Fannie Lou Hamer that if she didn't withdraw her registration, that she'd have to leave. She lived on the plantation. She worked there for low wages, and that she'd have to leave. And she said, I didn't go down there to register for you. I went down to register for myself, and she was forced to leave. She came to the Baptist church after she'd been ordered off the plantation, recalled the former SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, organizer Dora Chernett. And Miss Chernett said, we sang freedom songs together and somebody played the piano, and Miss Hamer said in this strong, authoritative voice, they kicked me off the plantation and they set me free. It was the best thing that could happen. Now I can work for my people. And she spent the rest of her life doing just that. She eventually passed that literacy test, and she paid the poll tax so she could vote, and she worked to register others. She said, if I had any sense, I'd have been a little scared. But what's the point of being scared? The only thing that the whites could do was kill me, and it seemed like they'd been trying to do that a little bit at a time since I could remember. that story of losing security, the ground beneath our feet, where we live, how we work, to do the thing that allows us to participate as citizens, I would reckon that most of us in this room don't know quite what that would be like. I know I don't know quite what that would be like. But I am moved, and I am moved by that story of losing everything is the best thing that could have happened to me. Whoa. Imagine. I think there is a little danger for me in glorifying oppression. Well, it makes people stronger. Maybe, but what if we didn't have that to begin with? I don't want to glorify oppression. I do want to say that out of the harshest difficulties can come our greatest gifts and ability to make the world better for other people. Music is a great gift. We have a great gift today, and I think I'll ask you to offer us a little interlude, if you will.
Panger, white panger, how happy we are, alone together, scholar and cat. Each has his own work to do daily. For you it is hunting, for me study. Your shining eye watches the wall, my feeble eyes fixed on a book. You rejoice when your claws entrap a mouse. I rejoice when my mind fathoms a problem. Pleased with his own art, neither hinders the other. Thus we live ever, without tedium and envy. Panger, white panger, how happy we are, alone together, scholar and cat. Panger, white panger, how happy we are.
Those of us who have pets know how they enrich our lives and how we grieve them when they are gone. That enrichment remains with us. I want to say just a couple of things about what's happening today as I get back into the second part of the sermon. We would never wish for homelessness and hunger in our community, and yet there are ways that this community comes together to create joy out of need. So today is the Good Neighbor Concert at 2 o'clock at St. Cecilia's Catholic Church, and many members of this congregation will be singing. in a combined choir. And so we are proud to be partners with the Good Neighbor Emergency Assistance, and they are going to need all the support and help that they can get in these coming days, weeks, and months. So we may as well be joyful and make music as we create community together. So here's my story of a celebrity. I go to the church of Stephen Colbert every morning. I don't stay up to watch his show, but I watch it online every morning. And he's been pretty public about this loss in his life. In 1974, Stephen Colbert was 10 years old, the youngest of 10 siblings in a very close-knit Catholic family in South Carolina. In September of that year, his father, James, who was a physician and an academic, and the two brothers closest to Stephen in age, Peter and Paul, a tragedy befell this family. His father and his two brothers were killed in a plane crash that was making a short flight from Charleston to Charlotte, North Carolina. The incident shaped Mr. Colbert in profound and lasting ways. He said, "I was personally shattered." And then you reform yourself in this quiet, grieving world that was created in the house. My mother had me to take care of, which was in some ways a gift to her, a sense of purpose she had. But I also had her to take care of. It became a very quiet house, very dark, and ordinary concerns of childhood disappeared. Later, journalist Anderson Cooper, on his podcast, All There Is, had a conversation with Mr. Colbert. Cooper said, "You told an interviewer that you have learned to love the thing that you most wish had not happened. Learn to love the thing that you most wish had not happened. Do you really believe that?" And Colbert answers, "Yes. It's a gift to exist. And with existence comes suffering. There's no escaping that. But if you are grateful for your life, which is a positive thing to do, and not everybody is, and I'm not always, but it's a positive thing to do, then you have to be grateful for all of it. You can't pick and choose what you're grateful for. So what do you get from loss? You get awareness of other people's loss, which allows you to connect with that person, which allows you to love more deeply, to understand what it's like to be a human being and to connect with them, and to understand that all of us suffer, and it makes us grateful for the fact that we have suffered, so we can know about other people. He says, what of God's punishments are not also gifts? That's not the language that I use. What of God's punishments are not also gifts? But I think it's the same theology. It's about the fullness of humanity, he says. What's the point of being here and human if you can't be the most human you can be? I want to be the most human, which means acknowledging and ultimately being grateful for the things I wish didn't happen, because they give us this gift. I think that's a stretch, and I sure don't think he thought it when he was 10 years old. But now at this point in his life, having worked with it and reflected on it and learned with it and fought with it for sure, you know, he can appreciate this gift. Beloveds, if there was ever a time that we need to be grateful for our lives, it is in this moment of despair. How can we possibly be grateful as we see the structures of democracy teetering, as we see authoritarianism rising? How in the world can we be grateful for it? I don't know, but I can be grateful for you. We can be grateful for each other. We can be grateful that we hold hope together, that we bring our questions and our disturbance here and share a cup of coffee and a little treat and sing together. I know that I can go on because we come together to go on together. That's the hope. That's the gift. And we'll unwrap it together. Blessed be and amen. And we'll sing together. I know I can go on lyrics will come up here. And Madison, you think we haven't sung this one so much? But it has a lot of verses, so we'll really pick it up. All right, great. Please.
Please rise and body your spirits.
Let us extinguish all of our chalices, those with our friends online, and here together by saying these words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Oh, friends, gratitude and gratitude. Every month is a theme. Special thanks to our musicians, our guest, Aaron Lott, and our own Madison Mayfield. And just by the way, after I finish these closing words, we're going to stay for the last song. Not sending music, last song. Thanks to our tech team, Deborah Kumar and Donald Lewis, to our facilitators, Amy Slagle and Susan Harper, to our usher, Denny Seitz, to our greeters and coffee servers and treat bringers and cleanup crew, and all of you who needed to congregate today, whether on-site or online. We could not be together without all of us. Here we learn how real it is, this life on earth, and how we find ourselves and each other again and again and again in love and gratitude. Blessed be all your days.